الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله تعالى نحمده ونستعين به ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله تبارك وتعالى من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله تعالى فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله تعالى وأحسن الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. نسأل الله العزيز الغفار أن يجيرنا وإياكم من عذاب النار. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد وبارك اللهم على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. ما زلنا في سلسلتنا التي بدأناها في الأسبوع الماضي قد سميتها ما بعد رمضان، ونسأل الله عز وجل كما جمعنا في بيت من بيوته تبارك وتعالى أن يغشانا برحمته وينزل علينا من سكينته وأن تحفنا ملائكته وأن يذكرنا تبارك وتعالى في من عنده، وأن تكون جائزتنا أن يقول لنا تبارك وتعالى قوموا فقد غفر لكم إنه ولي ذلك والقادر عليه. Still in our conversation that we started last week, probably a mini-series, inshallah ta'ala, that I entitled What After Ramadan. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as we were gathered in one of the houses of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He showers us with His mercy subhanahu wa ta'ala and He sends His serenity on us, and that His malaika, His angels will be surrounding us, and that He subhanahu wa ta'ala will mention us in a setting that is better than this one, and that our reward at the end of this, that He will say, go, get up and go home as I have forgiven you. And this, by the way, I mentioned this many times over, the ones that do not attend the settings of knowledge in all of the masajid, not just this one, this is what they deprive themselves of, subhanAllah. So I told you last week, I think we left it around this particular point, the fact that in the journey to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, people take different vehicles. Some people take the vehicle of al-khawf, fear. The way they deal with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and with the orders and the prohibitions, it's fear. The fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is predominant in their lives. And those who have hope being predominant in their life, and I told you the balance that we should strike is to have both of them, and we give the edge to fear slightly over hope, and reverse it at the time of death. When a person feels that death is upon him, then he should have nothing but hope for the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And of course, all depends on the way that he lived his life. And this is very important. One of the scholars, I think Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah, which I will mention later on, قال لقد أجرى الله عادته بكرمه أن من عاش على شيء مات عليه وأن من مات على شيء بعث عليه. He said that Allah Ta'ala ran His pattern or habit of generosity from Him, that whoever lives upon something, he will die upon it, and whoever dies upon something, he will be resurrected upon it. So subhanAllah, it is a very, very important rule by which we should live our lives. If you want to be, for your soul to be taken upon righteous deeds, then you should be, the majority of your time you should be doing righteous deeds. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be merciful enough to take your soul while you are in the middle of a righteous deeds. And this is the best way to go. It is the best way to go. And if you do so, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will resurrect you to Him on a righteous deed. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give all of us a good ending. The ending is coming, and it's coming very quickly. Might as well be good. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us husn al-khatimah. But like I told you last week, the ultimate way is to have that deep connection and love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because if you have true love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then the acts of worship, the orders and the prohibitions will become second nature to you. All you want to do all the time is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This will make the acts of worship, the orders and the prohibitions easy for you. Easy for you. It's second nature. And subhanAllah, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us from the ones that love Him and for Him to love us back subhanahu wa ta'ala. But this should give us a measure in the way that we look at ourselves. And if you find that acts of worship are difficult for you, وجدت أن العبادة عليك عسيرة فعليك أن تنظر إلى نفسك وتقوم ببعض التغييرات. If you find that the acts of worship are difficult for you, then subhanAllah, there is something wrong. You have to reconsider a few things, tweak a few things, and change a few things in your life, because the more you're closer to Allah, the closer you are to Allah, then the easier He will make the act of worship for you, the sweeter He will be. SubhanAllah, the act of worship becomes sweet, you will have a taste, and SubhanAllah, you can't wait to do the next act of worship. And this, as I told you before, this is the way of the Prophet ﷺ and the Sahaba. But like I said before, if subhanAllah, your worship is being made difficult by your environment or the place where you are, then immediately you have to change your environment and go somewhere where you can worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if you remember, I mentioned the ayah, Allah Azza wa Jalla يقول يا عبادي الذين آمنوا إن أرضي واسعة فإياي تعبدون. Oh, my servants that have believed, my earth is wide, so do worship me. Meaning that if you find difficulty worshiping me somewhere, then you should go somewhere else where you can worship me. ثم قال سبحانه وتعالى كل نفس ذائقة الموت. And every soul shall taste death. Meaning that, this is the subhanAllah nihaya hatmiyah. This is an ending that is inevitable. So it doesn't matter, how you live your life. That will be the end. Might as well do it right. Wherever you are, if worship is difficult for you, then find a way to worship me. ثم إلينا ترجعون. Then to us you will return. والذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات لنبوئنهم من الجنة غرفا تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها. The ones that that have believed and do righteous deeds, we will give them in Jannah chambers. Imagine, I told you before, chambers in Jannah. There's a hadith that the Prophet ﷺ gives us a slight description of these chambers. قال إن في الجنة غرفا يرى ظاهرها من باطنها وباطنها من ظاهرها. قالوا لمن يا رسول الله؟ قال صلى الله عليه وسلم لمن أطعم الطعام وألان الكلام وأفشى السلام وأطعم الطعام وألان الكلام وصلى بالليل والناس نيام. So there are chambers in the Jannah, the inside of which can be seen from outside, and the outside of which can be seen from the inside. What does that tell you? That in Jannah, you'll be with your wife or your wife from Al-Hur al-Ain. And since you are in your own kingdom, you will have complete privacy. You don't need to blinds or curtains and clothes and all of that. SubhanAllah, you'd be completely comfortable with your windows open. As a matter of fact, the whole house is a window. You can see the mountains and the forest and the lakes and the oceans of Al-Jannah. All you have to do is turn your head and see them, subhanAllah. These are the chambers, the many chambers. Of course, we're talking about, as I told you before, chambers that only Allah knows, subhanahu wa ta'ala, the square footage of them. They'll be of unbelievable sizes. SubhanAllah. The Prophet said these are for the people who After Ramadan. And SubhanAllah, incidentally, I really like it when our brother Todd is here with us, because he has experience having studied the Bible and studied Christianity extensively, and he was almost going to be a preacher or a minister, and he knows that, subhanAllah, in the Bible it says to propagate the greeting of peace, as-salam. Afshu, subhanAllah. The Prophet used the same word, afshu, liman, subhanAllah, liman, ya Rasulullah, liman afsha as-salam. The ones that propagate as-salam, propagate the greeting of peace, subhanAllah. Propagate the greeting of peace, feed for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whether it is the poor, or it is your brothers in Islam, or the ones that feed in Ramadan, the fasting people, and the ones that, the ones that in their speech they're soft, and they're kind. When you're addressing someone, you're not harsh, subhanAllah. And incidentally, and I open a clause here, and you probably, most of us have experienced this, whether in this masjid or other masajid, you'll find that people, especially the ones that recently became more religious, and they let their beard grow, and they start wearing the thobe, which is, all these things are beautiful. You know, these following the sunnah of the Prophet on the outside should be as good as the inside. They should be balanced. But the problem is that you will find that this knowledge that they acquired is very dry. You'll find that they read a few books. All of a sudden they're Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah. All of a sudden they're Ibn al-Qayyim. That this knowledge is dry. It is not accompanied with the mannerism and adab. Abdullah ibn Mubarak, one of the tremendous scholars, he said that I learned from my mashayikh, from my scholars, al-adab, mannerism for 30 years. We used to learn mannerism for 30 years before we start actually tackling the actual sciences of this deen. Al-adab. You'll find these people, because all of a sudden they became religious, and they want to be serious about their religion, which is a beautiful thing, something that I encourage. That means that you never smile, and that you're always frowning, and that, and giving people a hard time. Oh, this is haram. Brother, yeah, we understand it's haram. Yeah, you have a point. But this is not the way you do it. This is not the way you do it. Kindness. Subhanallah. الرفق. ماذا قال صلى الله عليه وسلم؟ ما كان الرفق في شيء إلا زانه وما نزع الرفق من شيء إلا شانه. الرفق is kindness. Whenever kindness accompanies anything, it will make it beautiful. But if the rifq, the kindness, is taken away from something, even though that thing is good, it makes it ugly. SubhanAllah. ادع إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة. Call to the path of your Lord with wisdom and good and kind. Kind what? Advice. When you're going to give an advice, choose a proper moment. Wallahi, there was a brother here. I'm not going to mention any names in Ramadan. And since I was in Taraweeh, I had my back problems. I would sit in the chair. The brother was one of the brothers that was sitting next to me. And I heard him make this. He will say something in a particular time in the salah that is not supposed to be there. And I'm the imam of the masjid. It's my duty to tell him right away. But I didn't tell him right away. I waited and waited and waited and waited patiently until I saw the perfect moment. It was just me in the masjid, and he was walking in. There was nobody else. And I approached him with a big smile and kindness, and I said, I noticed that you're doing this and this and that in the salah. Do you have any proof? Because I would like to know. There's something good that the Prophet ﷺ used to do. I want to do it as well. So you have any hadith? He said, no, just something that I like doing. I said, well, can I advise you? Please don't do it. Because the Prophet ﷺ did not do it. So, we just stick with what the Prophet ﷺ did. I'm not praising myself, I'm just giving you an example. All of us make mistakes. But subhanAllah, when you are about to give an advice or speak to someone, wallahi, kindness will go a long way. Even to the one that is cursing you. For example, you have people here that, because of their misunderstanding of Islam, they think that we are what the media portrays, and they come at you hard. Wallahi, if you remain calm and you maintain a big smile and you speak nicely and softly, most of the time, if they have any kind of what's the word? Sense? Or what? What else? Conscience. Any kind of conscience. They'll pause and think, whoa, this is not what I expected. He probably expected someone to go and to get louder, and subhanAllah. So kindness, the Prophet ﷺ is, and this many hadith, kindness, and that's how he was. That's how he was. The person that came to the masjid, yeah, Muhammad, and he pulled him from his stove, and he was wearing this stove from Yemen. And he was a little rough. The fabric was a little rough. Pulled it from. Imagine, you are the leader of thousands, and you're sitting in your masjid with people around you, people like Abu Bakr, Umar, Ali, champions, super athletes. Yeah? One of them will take on 10 people. They're sitting right there. All you have to do is just give them a little sign. That guy will be ripped into a million pieces. And they got up and they're about to deal with this person. So just relax. Yeah, Muhammad, give me from the money. It's not your money, your mother's money or your father's money. Like that. With this kind of attitude. SubhanAllah. And this happened many times. He smiled and he said, رحم الله أخي موسى أوذي بأكثر من هذا فصبر. That's it. May Allah have mercy on my brother Moses. Because he was harmed more than this, but he was patient. Are we followers of Muhammad or are we followers of who? We're followers of Muhammad. So let's follow him. We have to follow him in this particular kindness. Allah, he goes a long way. So whoever speaks with kindness and whoever stands in prayer while everyone is sleeping. These are the chambers that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised, and these are the types of people that He promised for. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, these ayat that I mentioned, He mentioned that every soul shall taste death. Right after He mentioned something called a siyah. And a siyah, this word today, is known as tourism. This is the modern word of siyah. I mean, you never say siyah to someone that knows the Arabic language, he knows it's tourism. But siyah used to be used for people that used to travel the earth, especially to seek religion, to seek worship of Allah. Like, for example, Salman al-Farisi, saha fil ard. He traveled the earth to find the true religion. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewarded him by being one of the tremendous Sahaba. But Allah ta'ala mentioned that death is coming right after that, because He's telling you, كن عبدا لله, كن عبدا لله عز وجل ومت حيث شئت. Be a slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a servant of Allah, a worshipper of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and die wherever. It doesn't matter. It's all Allah's earth. As long as you establish the tawheed in your life, do not allow yourself to die before establishing the tawheed. Because subhanAllah, this is the one thing that you will not be able to remedy. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَغْفِرُ أَن يُشْرَكَ بِهِ وَيَغْفِرُ مَا دُونَ ذَلِكَ لِمَن يَشَاءُ. Verily, Allah does not forgive that partners are taken with Him in worship, but He forgives that which is lesser in gravity to whoever He wills, subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, wherever you are, doesn't matter how your life is, what your shape is. Are you tall, are you short, are you skinny, are you obese? That doesn't matter. Allah does not look at your bodies, but He looks at your hearts, as the Prophet ﷺ says. He looks at your hearts and your deeds. Your social situation, where you live, that does not matter. He has no weight in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As a matter of fact, these things are from the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as long as you die on التوحيد. يقول الله عز وجل يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. O you who believe, fear Allah the way they should be feared. Have piety for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the right way, and do not die except in the state of Islam. And subhanAllah, do not die before having established the Tawheed. قال ابن أبي حاتم عن أبي هريرة عن ابن مسعود رضي الله عنه في قوله تعالى اتقوا الله حق تقاته، قال أن يطاع فلا يعصى، وأن يذكر فلا ينسى، وأن يشكر فلا يكفر. The explanation of Ibn Mas'ud of this ayah, especially the word taqwa and the way that the Tawheed should be established, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should be obeyed and should never be disobeyed, and they should be mentioned and never forgotten, and that He should be thanked and never shown ungratefulness, subhanAllah. Because one of the explanations of the word kufr, not just hiding the truth or disbelief, but also being ungrateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Kufranu al-ni'mah, being ungrateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وقال الحسن البصري رحمه الله تعالى رضيع بيت النبوة قال إن الله سبحانه وتعالى لم يجعل لأعمالكم أجلا دون الموت. إن الله سبحانه وتعالى لم يجعل لأعمالكم أجلا دون الموت، فعليكم بالمداومة، فإنه جل ثناؤه يقول واعبد ربك حتى يأتيك اليقين. Said that Hasan al-Basri said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not put a cap on how much you should worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the only cap that will stop you from worshiping Allah ta'ala is death. Subhanallah. So you should be steadfast. Alaykum bil mudawamah. And this is something that you should do on a daily basis. فَإِنَّهُ جَلَّ ثَنَاؤُهُ يقول, for verily He subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَاعْبُدْ رَبَّكَ, and worship your Lord until certainty comes to you. Certainty is death. This is Allah, and this is not me being harsh, but this addresses exactly the brothers from our community and many others that go off. Their day of worship is Jumu'ah, Friday. They go to Friday. No. Al-Islam is a way of life. The worship is every single day. Every single day. Your trips to the masjid, every single day. Unless you have an excuse that is valid. But subhanAllah, this is part of what we are and who we are. This is us as Muslims. It's not one day. If it's a one day thing, what's the difference between us and the nations that came before us? The Jews and the Christians. The Jews, they observe the Sabbath. They're fine the rest of the week. Whatever, do whatever you want. Similarly for the Christians. So this is not. And I'm not, when I talk about this, I don't mean to disrespect anyone. Christians and Jews could be our neighbors and our co-workers, and nothing but respect for them as people, as human beings, and people that have their own belief. We don't agree with it, we disagree, but we respect. SubhanAllah. So they do whatever they want the rest of the week, and they go and party Friday night and go party Saturday night, and Sunday night, Sunday morning, they wake up and they dress really nice and they go to church. Okay, and spend an hour, 2 hours. Does that take care of it? This is the life of a worshiper? It doesn't work that way. It's every single day until death comes to a person. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not bring our time and our hour except that we are on tawheed and we are that our deeds are good and righteous. Ameen. Allah Azza wa Jal لم يخلقنا لنعبده على الطريقة التي تريحنا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not create us so that we worship Him in the way that is convenient for us. He created us to worship Him, period. He did not create us to worship Him and made it a condition that you can only worship Him if you are in your home, comfortably, with your family, with your people, with all the means of comfort that you have. No, this is not the condition. What's that? Or if you feel like it. I don't feel like it today. Maybe tomorrow. SubhanAllah. Maybe tomorrow. And then it becomes a habit. It becomes a tasweef. Sawfa. Min junud ash-shaytan. Sawfa. I will do. This is from the soldiers of ash-shaytan. فإن اقتضى الأمر منك أن تخرج من أهلك ومالك ولتعبده تبارك وتعالى فافعل. This is something subhanAllah that a lot of people they make that as an excuse. Well, it's not an excuse. If you're in a situation that makes the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala difficult for you because you are in this town or that town or this area, then you have to change it. You have to change to a condition that allows you to worship Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. هذا مقتضى العبودية. لذلك قال عز وجل إن أرضي واسعة. That's why He said, my earth is wide and spacious, so you have to worship me. ثم يذكر تبارك وتعالى في الآية التي تليها أن الرجعة إليه تبارك وتعالى. He mentions in the ayah that comes after him that we will return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Which brings me to an ayah in Surah Al-Nisa. For the ones that did exactly the opposite of what we're talking about. They took it as an excuse. My condition is tough, and I'm poor, and I'm this, and I'm this. And subhanAllah, being dominated by this party or this people. And I could not show my Islam. It would be very, very bad for me. Professionally, it's devastating, this and that. All kinds of excuses. Allah Azza wa Jalla يقول إن الذين توفاهم الملائكة ظالمي أنفسهم قالوا فيم كنتم قالوا كنا مستضعفين في الأرض قالوا ألم تكن أرض الله واسعة فتهاجروا فيها فأولئك مأواهم جهنم وساءت مصيرا إن الذين توفاهم الملائكة ظالمي أنفسهم. Verily the ones that the angels, the malaika come and take their souls while they are the oppressors of themselves. They've lived on something other than the tawheed. They did not practice their deed. They did not worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the way that He should be worshipped. ظالمي أنفسهم, oppressors of themselves. قالوا فيما كنتم. Al-Malaika are asking the question, what were you doing? Or should I say, what in the world were you doing with your time? What were you doing? Because in these types of conditions, for these types of people, the Malaika are not going to come easy and nice and gentle. They're going to come blazing. Right hook, left hook. Right kick, left kick. They will beat these people up. Allah said it in the Quran. وَالْمَلَائِكَةُ بَاسِطِي أَيْدِيهِمْ. لماذا? And subhanAllah, Allah Ta'ala mentioned the kuffar when they're dying, They're dying while the malaika, while they're taking their soul. They have their hand on them, meaning they're hitting them. The punishment already started, subhanAllah. What were you doing with your time? قالوا كنا مستضعفين في الأرض. We were overpowered in the land. We were weak. And we were overpowered. And we were a minority. SubhanAllah. Isn't it the case that the true believers are always a minority? True believers are always a minority. Very, very rarely you'll find that they're the majority. Very rarely. We were overpowered. We were a minority. قالوا ألم تكن أرض الله واسعة فتهاجروا فيها. Was not Allah's earth spacious enough that you should migrate in it? Couldn't worship Allah here? Go over there. Couldn't worship Him here? Go over there. Keep moving until you find a spot where you can worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even if you have to go to a cave and then go hunting and whatever you have to do, subhanAllah. But mankind is too attached to comfort zone. These are convenience. I'm not going to leave my comfort zone. SubhanAllah, it's Allah musta'an. أَلَمْ تَكُنْ أَرْضُ اللَّهِ وَاسِعَةً فَتُهَاجِرُوا فِيهَا. Isn't Allah's earth spacious enough? Then did the malaika give them a chance to respond anymore? That's it. They told them what they had to say. Allah says, فَأُولَٰئِكَ مَأْوَاهُمْ جَهَنَّمْ وَسَاءَتْ مَصِيرًا. And though for those, their place of dwelling, their abode is what? Jahannam, the hellfire. And evil it is as a place. There is no worse place than that. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us away from such a place. ذكر في ترجمة أحد جبال العلم في هذه الأمة المباركة شيخ الإسلام ابن تيمية رحمه الله تعالى. Was mentioned in the biography شيخ الإسلام ابن تيمية رحمه الله تعالى. Many things were mentioned, but I'll mention this particular. What were you looking for? Did he هل حقق العبودية لله عز وجل? Did he establish the tawheed of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the earth the right way? هذا الرجل المبارك رحمه الله تعالى كان يسيح في الأرض يدعو إلى الله عز وجل ويعلم العلم. He used to travel the earth wherever he can to call to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to teach the knowledge of this deen. وكان يدعو إلى سنة النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. He used to be very strong with the sunnah. He would call to the sunnah of the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم. وكان يواجه الفرق الضالة وأهل الأهواء وأهل البدع. And he will face very strongly the deviant groups and sects that had different ideas they have gone astray from the path of the Prophet ﷺ. He was the one that debated them all the time with knowledge, and he beat them every time. SubhanAllah. يناظرهم ويغلبهم ويسقط حجتهم. He will destroy them in debate. They will have no proof against him. SubhanAllah. And he was doing so until he was in prison. Of course, at that time, the khulafa, the leaders, the kings, they would change. They were changing like a person would change an outfit. One of them will live for a year, do his damage, and then he will die, another one will come. And every time a leader came that followed these groups that had different ideas, they had deviant ideas from the path of the Prophet ﷺ, that the scholars of the Sunnah, they are in hardship. They are prevented from giving knowledge. They are put in jail. They are tortured, like what happened to Imam Ahmad in the fitna of Khalq al-Quran. They were saying that the Quran is a creation of Allah. It's not the kalam. It's not the words of Allah Ta'ala. It's not the speech of Allah. And many people went in this direction. The Khalifa went in this direction. Imam Ahmad said, no. The Quran is the kalam, the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He was put in jail, he was tortured for a long time, until the Farj, Allah ta'ala gave him a way out. But to this day, we say Imam Ahmad, Imam Ahl Sunnah, the Imam of the people of Sunnah, stood strong and defended the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. He said the Quran is the kalam of Allah, the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not a creation of Allah, because there's a difference. Similarly, Shaykh Islam Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah ta'ala, for the longest time he's debated these people, but when these people had power, immediately he was put in jail. دخل السجن رحمه الله تعالى فوجد المساجين يلعبون ويعبثون بأوقاتهم. He found the people that are in jail. What do? What do people in jail do? Play domino, بيلعبوا طاولة, ها? جيني مالك مش كده؟ ها؟ ها؟ ثلاثة كتاب مش عارف ايه. أنا بسمعهم بيقولوا كده مش كده؟ شغالين بيلعبوا ورق, they play cards, they're wasting their time basically. They're in jail, they have nothing but time, there are no pressing appointments, no bills to be paid, let's play. فوجدهم كذلك فأنكر عليهم أشد الإنكار. He, subhanAllah, almost screamed at them. What are you doing with your time? What are you wasting your time? You think you have eternity? Death can come upon you anytime, and Allah Ta'ala will take your soul while you're playing and wasting time. SubhanAllah. على فكرة هذه الطاولة ذكرت في حديثين وهي يعني حرمها النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. ما اسمها في السنة. I'm trying to remember the name of this game that Egyptians play. النردشير أو النرد بيسمى النردشير. The Prophet ﷺ said that whoever plays النردشير is as if he gets up from it, as if he had his hand in the flesh and the blood of the swine, the pig. Subhanallah. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم حرم هذه اللعبة فيعني فنجتنبها. فيعني شيخ الإسلام said, why are you wasting your time with this? فقام فيهم بما يجب أن يقوم به العالم. He stood up doing what the scholar is supposed to do. فجمعهم على صلاة الجماعة. He started leading them in the salah. وعلى ذكر الله عز وجل. But the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ثم علمهم كتاب الله. He taught them the book of Allah. وجلس يعطيهم دروسا في العقيدة وفي التفسير وفي الحديث وفي الفقه حتى اجتمعوا عليه والتفوا حوله. Started giving them, like he started teaching them the aqidah, the creed, the tafsir of the Quran, giving them the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, the fiqh of this deen, until they subhanAllah, sat around him on a daily basis learning from him. حتى ذكر واسمعوا هذه عجيبة والله. ذكر أنه لما جاء وقت الإفراج على كثير منهم رفضوا أن يخرجوا من السجن ويتركوا شيخهم. When some of them, it was time for them to be released from jail, they refused to get out. They refused. I'm not going to leave my sheikh that is teaching me the deen of Allah, go out there. They refused to go out, subhanAllah. وخرج من بين هؤلاء المساجين علماء مش عالم ولا عالمين علماء. From these people that were in prison with him, that were lucky enough to be in prison with this blessed man, الرجل المبارك, many of them came out as scholars of this deen. Not just bona fide scholars. They had acquired serious knowledge from him, subhanAllah. هذا رجل قام بحق العبودية. This is a person that has established the ubudiyah, the servitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, true tawheed of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And أينما حل ينفع. This man, wherever you put him outside, you put him in a cave, you put him in jail, you put him on the moon, he's going to be beneficial. He's going to benefit you. Subhanallah. وهذا المؤمن الحق أو جليس الخير كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم مع جليس السوء. جليس السوء, the bad companion, the one that only pulls you towards evil things and lack of righteousness. The Prophet ﷺ he compared it to the blacksmith. The blacksmith in the old days. If you stand there talking to him, all you're going to get is a bad smell, the heat coming from what he's doing. Maybe he will burn your clothes. But subhanAllah, the good companion is like he's like the one who sells perfume. If you hang out with him, what are you going to have? You're going to have a nice smell. Huh? Either you're going to smell it, or you're going to have some on you. He will give you something to try, or you're going to buy from him. Either way, it's good. A win-win situation. SubhanAllah. And there's no better jalis, companion, than a person of knowledge. Like the case here, Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah. People, instead of wasting their time in despair, they learn the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. سواء كان في بيته، كان في سفر، كان في الأصل، كان في السجن. يعني زي ما بيقولوا ما بتفرق معه، ما بتفرق. Makes no difference. Wherever he is going to benefit the people around him. فالشاهد من كلامي أيها الأحباب، وقد خرجنا من رمضان وقل عدد المصلين، فلا يضرك أين كنت، في أي حال كنت، في أي زمان أو مكان كنت، لا بد من تحقيق العبودية لله عز وجل. It will not harm you wherever you are, or any situation you are. What's your condition? That doesn't matter as long as you establish the ubudiyya to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we see people establishing the ubudiyya of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Ramadan. We see faces that we don't see all year long. We see people come and they become steadfast on the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Ramadan. But does Ramadan have a Lord that is different from the Lord of the other months? There is a deity that we worship in Ramadan that is different from the deity that is the owner of the other months of the year? And the answer is obviously not. Allah Azza wa Jalla huwa مالك الملك وملك هذا الكون والزمان والمكان له تبارك وتعالى وهو الذي خلقه. Allah Ta'ala, to him belongs the time and the place, and he's the one that created the time. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. He has to be worshipped all the time. All the time. Subhanallah. And it is normal for us as a human nature for us to fall short here and there, as long as every time you realize it and you get back up, you dust yourself off from the things that got on you when you, subhanallah, fell into the swamp. Subhanallah, it is a swamp. The ulama in the Arabic language, al-awhal, they call the transgression and sin a swamp. When you fall in the swamp, you're going to have some water, some mud on you. Subhanallah, dust yourself off, clean yourself up, and get back up. And repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, go back, renew. This is how we have to be doing it. Because we have a nature that is difficult and we're fighting against it. It's just like someone that is swimming against the current. Subhanallah. The current is coming your way and you're swimming upstream and the Jannah is up there. So constantly struggling. Your biggest enemy is your own self. Like the shaitan. So you're constantly in that fight, in that struggle against very difficult odds. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala equipped you enough to overcome all these adversities. As long as you do it right, and every time you fall, you get back up and you swim upstream until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows you to enter the Jannah. This was the rest of the introduction to this series. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us. I will answer the question then I'll close, inshallah. I will attempt to answer the question.
Oppressors of their own selves. It's neat, but it's pregnant at the same time. If you're not around people of knowledge, how are you going to know you're oppressing yourself? You can't know.
Yeah. Well, it's a very good point. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, قُلْ هَلْ نُنَبِّئُكُمْ. Did you guys understand the question? If you don't have the proper knowledge, how can you know that you are actually an oppressor of yourself? كيف تعرف أنك ظالم لنفسك وليس عندك العلم؟ الله عز وجل يقول قل هل ننبئكم بالأخسرين أعمالا الذين ضل سعيهم في الحياة الدنيا وهم يحسبون أنهم يحسنون صنعا. Say, should I not tell you about the ones that lose in every aspect when it comes to their deeds? Who are they, O Allah? The ones whose deeds are lost and confused in the life of this world, while they think that they're doing the right things. Subhanallah. Yani, Allah Ta'ala summed it up in this ayah. And there are many. I'm pretty sure that each one of us, just, could name probably about 10, 15 that he knows firsthand. People that are completely confused. كيف بيقولوا في الشام؟ رايح فيها بعض، ها؟ شيء؟ رايح فيها بعض. من وين جت هذه الكلمة؟ Someone that is going with the width of what? Someone told me that it is actually someone that is on a motorcycle. وشايل سلم. He's holding a big ladder, but instead of holding it like this, he's holding it in the width. Is he going to have a ladder at the end? Is he going to have arms at the end? Allah understand. So there are many people, that's how they live their life. And if you try to give them advice, لا أريكم إلا ما أرى ولا أهديكم إلا سبيل الرشاد. They say they give you the quote of Fir'aun. I will show you that I will only show you that which I see. Meaning what I'll show you what I see is the truth, is the correct thing. And I will only lead you to the path of righteousness. That's what Fir'aun said. The most confused man in the history of mankind. His name is someone that says, I am your greatest Lord. Isn't he the most confused, sick and demented person on the face of the earth that ever lived? But yet, what did he say? Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran, I will only show you that which I see. Meaning that whatever I tell you, that's what it is. And follow it, and you'll be all right. And I will only lead you to the path of righteousness. Fir'aun will lead you to the path of righteousness. SubhanAllah. How ironic. But this is the way it is. That's why people that want to learn, want to be saved, want to be taken out protected from the evil of themselves, they should seek the people of knowledge and learn from them. But the ones that think that they are free of need, they don't need because they know everything, and they'll be led astray for the rest of their lives until Allah Ta'ala takes their soul. Because one of the biggest enemies of knowledge is what? Arrogance. You're not going to tell me, I already know. You're not going to tell me, I already know. Huh? Persons keep saying that. You come and try to find out what they actually know, they know nothing. They don't know anything. SubhanAllah. Does that answer your question? I hope so. Any other questions? Going once, going twice.
Why is it more important to have more hope than here at the end?
Oh, why is it important?
More important to have
Okay,
more hope.
good one. In the life of this world, as I told you last week, it is important to have more fear than hope because it keeps you in check. Every time you your hawa, your vain desire pushes you towards doing the wrong thing, then fear comes to place and say, stop. Fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah ta'ala is looking at you and He will hold you accountable and He will punish you for this. Fear will stop you in your tracks. If you had any fear of Allah ta'ala. But you are already in the process of dying. The time for deeds is over. And the time for whether they're righteous deeds or evil deeds, it's over. There's no more deeds. All you have now is your hope. Is your hope that Allah Ta'ala will have mercy on you. And Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, He will always, whatever you think of Him, that's أَنَا عِنْدَ ظَنِّ عَبْدِي بِي فَلْيَظُنَّ عَبْدِي مَا شَاءَ. I will be according to what my servant thinks of me. So let him think whatever he wants. If you think at that time that Allah Ta'ala will be merciful with you, then He will be merciful with you. And that's the hope that you should have. Capiche? سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. جزاكم الله.